Gather round, kiddies, it's story time with Peter.
G'day kids, today I'm going to be reading to you from this top little book, right? It's a great little novel, and it's called Snow White and the Seven Little Dwarfies. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young princess who lived in a beautiful castle on a sort of a beautiful lake full of beautiful fish. It's pretty boring, isn't it? I've got a better one for you. Once upon a time, like last week, there was this chick, right, who was a real spunk, and her name was Cheryl White, right? But all the blokes called her Snow White, because whenever they asked her out, she'd say, Snow White. Classic. Snow White looked like this. Bit of a spunk, eh? Pretty flexible too, I'll give you the tale. So anyway, Snow White lived in a one-bedroom flat with her cousins, the Seven Little Bogans. There was Lazy, Dribbly, Dopehead, Prof, because he finished year 9, Basher and Kev. And they all worked down at Luna Park on the Dodgems, right? And they all reckon Snow White was a top bird. And she liked them so much, she used to make them biscotti on toast every night. Everyone loved Snow White except the wicked old dragon, who worked in the fish and chip shop and lived in the flat next door. She hated Snow White so much, she would only give her 80 cents worth of chips when Snow White really ordered $1.50 worth. Every day, she would look down into the chip aisle and say, mirror, mirror, in the flat, who's the spunkiest chick in the block of flats? And the chip fat would say, not you, you ugly cow, Snow White's grouse, and you're shaped like the side of a house. This made the old dragon mad. Chucked a spaz, right? And when Snow White dropped in for her usual passiona, minimum chips and Chico roll, the dragon offered her a free dimmy. But it was poisoned, right? And on her way home, Snow White collapsed. Right out the front of her social security. Lucky for her, though, we'll get her case manager, who was a dead-set spunk, and who happened to be called Poida, was on his way to the pub for lunch. He saw Snow White in the doorway and thought, gee, she's a bit of a spunk. I reckon she'd be my perfect girl if she didn't have that poison dimmy stuck in her throat. So over he went and gave her a pat on the back, and the dimmy went, choo, flying out, right? Snow White was so grateful, they had a bit of a pash. Which was a bit all right, I reckon. Anyway, they liked each other so much, they decided to form a de facto relationship and live together in the flat. Unfortunately, right, Poida discovered that the Seven Little Bogans were collecting the dole as well as working. So, he kicked them off the dole and out of the flat. In you go. Yeah. Don't come back. And they all got the sack from their jobs at the Dodgems. Bummer. Ah, well, can't help bad luck, I suppose. Anyway, that's all for today, but let's finish on a song. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off the dole we go.